near Santa Ana, Costa Rica. The bizarre anomaly, which was reported to the Mutual UFO Network, was photographed several times as it glided over tree tops, before finally disappearing out of view, over a hilltop. Witnesses to the event firstly assumed that the object was a drone, but after closer inspection of the photographs, no propellers are visible. It's also worth noting that the object made no sound as it surveyed the surrounding area. This could indicate that the object is indeed a UFO, and was using an anti-gravity propulsion system. Flying object, gliding very close to an active volcano, in Mexico. The footage, which was captured by the volcano's observation webcam, has prompted some UFO hunters to suggest that it could be final proof of extraterrestrial life. Many conspiracy researchers have theorized that the Popocatépetl volcano, which has had numerous UFO sightings, could contain an alien installation, or perhaps an underground base. Could this footage confirm that an advanced species of extraterrestrials are monitoring our planet's volcanic activity? This would certainly explain the hundreds of UFO sightings and phenomena, which have been recorded and well documented around this mysterious volcano.
Well, the world of 1945 was complex. The world of 2016 is intensely complex. And I can tell you that from personal experience, and I know there's many others who can tell you that as well. And you will graduate and be in that world. And you're going to be leading the soldiers and the sailors, the airmen and the Marines in that world. You'll be dealing with terrorists. You'll be dealing with hybrid armies. You'll be dealing with little green men. You're going to be dealing with tribes. You'll be dealing with national leaders and local leaders. You'll be dealing with politics and economics, and you'll be dealing with direct fire and indirect fire. You'll be dealing with terrorists. You'll be dealing with hybrid armies. You'll be dealing with little green men. You're going to be dealing with tribes. You'll be dealing with national leaders and local leaders. You'll be dealing with politics and economics, and you'll be dealing with direct fire and indirect fire. And you're going to be dealing with it all. You'll be dealing with terrorists. You'll be dealing with hybrid armies. You'll be dealing with little green men. You're going to be dealing with tribes. You'll be dealing with national leaders and local leaders. You'll be dealing with politics and economics, and you'll be dealing with direct fire and indirect fire.
Europa is the most likely place to find life in our solar system today because we think there's a liquid water ocean beneath its surface. And we know that on Earth, everywhere that there's water, we find life. So could Europa have the ingredients to support life?
We might be actually looking at a body that is presently alive, presently active, and presently undergoing its geology. There is too much evidence right now lying around on the surface, the red stuff, that suggests that something's going on there. Is that an environment that is habitable for any sort of life form? By golly, we really have got to go back and figure that out.
We have designed the Europa mission to take a spacecraft and its set of instruments all the way from planet Earth to Jupiter.
Previous mission concepts were for a spacecraft that would orbit Europa, but Europa is bathed in radiation from Jupiter. Any mission that goes in the vicinity of Europa is cooked pretty quickly. Instead, we're looking at a mission that will orbit Jupiter, make close flybys of Europa, and then zip out of the high radiation region.
Kind of like when I was a kid, we had the sprinklers, and we didn't want to be too close to the sprinkler head, so we would run in and get a little water and then run back out again.
This allows us to have a mission that's many years long and to collect and transmit lots and lots of data. As Europa orbits Jupiter, it flexes, and we could measure the gravitational change of Europa by encountering Europa at different points in its orbit. On a typical flyby, we would turn on our remote sensing instruments, we would image the surface, we would interrogate the surface with spectroscopy, and we would do the same thing on the way out. And we would essentially rinse and repeat, and do this many, many times until we understand Europa globally. Images from the Hubble Space Telescope tells us that Europa might be erupting plumes of water high into space. If that's true, then we could fly through those plumes with a spacecraft and literally taste it to understand the composition of Europa's interior.
If it does have the ability to harbor life, how does that work exactly? We'll have enough instrumentation to really pinpoint exactly how the mechanisms would work for replenishing the nutrients in a subsurface ocean.
Europa is so important because we want to understand, are we alone in the cosmos? If there's life in Europa, it almost certainly was completely independent from the origin of life on Earth. That would mean the origin of life must be pretty easy throughout the galaxy and beyond.
in close proximity to the International Space Station. The footage, which was recorded during a recent NASA mission, appears to show a massive hexagon-shaped UFO, very close to the station's remote manipulator system.
Chuck, there's a button below that has a lightning bolt. Actually press that first. I don't think it has any consequence. I think it's a toggle, but just wanted to confirm.
Due to the defined shape of the object, and that it's clearly behind the station's RMS boom, we can assume it's not an image artifact, or light anomaly.
On the monitor, one if you want in, thanks. And we have the image on the monitor too.
As you can see, the object appears to be slowly moving towards the space station. This could indicate that the UFO was under intelligent control, and was possibly attempting to dock with the ISS. Seasoned UFO researchers have theorized that many of these mysterious flying objects, which have been caught in official NASA footage, are in fact highly advanced space vehicles, manufactured right here, on Earth. If this is true, and there is a secret space program, then we must ask where this highly advanced technology originated from. At this point in time, and with very limited information, we can only speculate if this object is indeed extraterrestrial in origin. But with compelling evidence like this, and the abundance of anomalies contained within the NASA archives, we can clearly state that man is not